Y'all remember Amy Cooper? Her. Central Park Karen. Y'all remember her now? Let's talk about her. Well, Amy Cooper wrote an op-ed for Newsweek, and she wanted y'all to know her side of the story of what went down on that day in Central Park. I read that article and I just was like, girl, this is not going to be better for you. You are opening yourself up to more hate. This is not going to be good for you. I'll explain. She starts telling her side of the story with, I visited Central Park in the morning during the hours when dogs were allowed off leash. She said she was on her way home and she chose to take an unfamiliar path which goes right into the Ramble, which is a secluded area in Central Park. And this is where a lot of the bird watchers go, to do their bird watching thing. She says seconds later of her being in this area, she heard this voice boom. Get out of here. You shouldn't be here. I saw a man who was yelling at me that my dog should be on a leash. She says before Christian started recording, he yelled out to her, quote, if you're going to do what you want, I'm going to do what I want, but you're not going to like it, end quote. This is where the whole entire op-ed went downhill for me. So what you want to do is, in this article, in explaining your side, is to continue to demonize the black man. She says she was alone in a secluded area of Central Park where a man was yelling and threatening her. And then she goes on to victimize herself by saying that at a young age, she was assaulted sexually. And so it led her into panic mode for her safety and her well-being. Let's take a look at the video. I got the video. Let's take a look, shall we?
Would you please stop? Sir, I'm asking you to stop.
Please don't come close to me.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop recording me.
Please don't come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to me.
She was completely panicked for her safety and her well-being. That's her words in this article. She approaches him. She charges at him. And he's telling her, please don't come close to me. He said it more than once. But she's the one panicked for her well-being and safety. Let's keep going. And so she says, Christian taunted her into calling the police. See what I mean by it all went downhill from the jump? She says that the 911 operator couldn't hear her because there was poor connectivity. She says that there was never any racial implications to her words.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
She says, I'm going to tell the cops that there is an African-American man that is threatening my life. And yet in this article, she says there were never any racial implications to my words. She called the cops. She tried to weaponize the cops against this black man by saying there's an African-American man threatening my life. There's more. She goes on to talk about how Christian posted the video to his Facebook page, and when he posted the video to his Facebook page, he was saying to his followers that he instigated the encounter. What? She goes on to talk about how there were other people in the park that said to her that he also was threatening towards them. Why? Because he's telling y'all to put your dogs on a leash in an area of the park where your dog is supposed to be on a leash. He's telling you to follow the rules. She goes on to further victimize herself by saying when Christian's video went viral, she received a lot of attacks online. Her personal information was released. She got threatening images. She got death threats. She got hate mail, and some of that she still continues to receive today. She goes on to talk about how she was fired from her job, and she talks about how she isn't really even today able to find any real meaningful employment. She goes on to bring George Floyd's case into this because they both happened around the same time. So she feels that she's receiving a lot of the backlash from what happened with George Floyd. She goes on to say she wants to clarify that she never filed a false police report. That charge, which resulted from the onslaught of media and political pressure on the prosecutor's office, was quickly dismissed because it had no basis in fact. Not based in facts, Amy Cooper. Just because they dismissed the case doesn't mean that the accusations or the allegations against you weren't based in facts. We all saw the video. Here, I found it. Let's watch it again.
Please stop. Sir, I'm asking you to stop.
Please don't come close to me.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop recording me.
Please don't come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to me.
I'm taking pictures of the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
She's so afraid.
African-American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
Excuse me?
Meanwhile, she's choking the shit out of her dog.
I'm sorry, I'm in the ramble, and there is a man, African-American.
Watch this performance.
He's recording me and threatening me and my dog. There is an African-American man. I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog. And my... I'm sorry, I can't hear you either. I'm being threatened by a man in the ramble. Please send the cops immediately. I'm in Central Park in the ramble. I don't know.
Thank you.
But she's the victim. If I felt threatened in any kind of way, I would put my dog on a leash and I would be running the other way. All of that, what was going on, I wouldn't have been doing any of that. I would have been running to safety if I felt threatened in any kind of way. Amy Cooper, you're full of shit. May you spend the rest of your life not being able to find meaningful employment. Meanwhile, Christian Cooper has his own show on National Geographic. Keep rising up, Mr. Cooper. Well deserved.